Hey everyone, so good to see you. We are waiting for it to go live. Yep, we are rolling. Awesome. So welcome to January. We've got some amazing specials. This is for the European market we're talking about right now. We've got frankincense as a special between the 1st and the 15th, and then we got neroli and lemon eucalyptus. So there we go. Just freeze the frame for you. So we are excited. It's the beginning of the year and doTERRA has been super, super generous and they've extended the European special. So if you place any order, it can be an LRP enrollment, like a new order, it can be a standard order of 200 PV or more. Between the 1st and the 15th of January, you get a free 15 ml frankincense, and that's an 83 euro savings. So that's really, really significant. For those of you that don't know me, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Jada Hansen. I'm a diamond with doTERRA, and I love giving you these short tidbits of education monthly so you know what the specials are. And I tend to focus more on the energetic aspects. So we'll dive into those. The product of the month means when you're on the LRP, the Loyalty Rewards Program, you place an order of 125 PV or more, and you get the, make sure you can see this, lemon eucalyptus for free. It's a 15 ml bottle, and we'll talk about what that one does. And then they have a 10% off on the neroli. Let me make sure you can see this one, which is a 10 ml roller bottle. So you're getting a really good value, and you'll see, I'll open it when we go through it, but it has this beautiful metal stainless steel roller. So it's easy to disperse. It's already mixed with coconut oil. So let's dive in. We'll talk very briefly about the physical properties of each oil, and then we'll dive into the emotional, energetic aspects. In addition to that, by the way, I meant to tell you, if you're in the European market and if you introduce someone with the oils this month, anytime in January with an enrollment order over 100 PV, and they place an LRP order in February for 100 PV, they get a full lifelong vitality pack for free in their order in February, which is amazing because that is like, I know in US it's like $80, something like this. So it's going to be around, it's a little bit more in euros. It's a huge, huge value, and it's a full month supply of multi-minerals, the multivitamins, which are made from whole food supplements, all of the minerals that you need, and the antioxidants and the omegas. And if you're vegan, then you could specify that it needs to be vegan. Okay, so that's that. Let's dive in. The free oil that you'll get if your order is over 200 PV is frankincense. So most of you probably know this is one of the very, very spiritual, high vibrational oils. Frankincense is really incredible for anything that has to do with the cognitive system, the immune system, also the skin. It's very analgesic. It's also a great antidepressant, antiseptic. It is very high in monoterpenes such as opinine, and that makes it a very restoring oil. And we see that because it's great for, like I said, cognitive things. So anything that's brain related, it's able to cross the blood-brain barrier. We have around our brain a thin protective layer that keeps our brain safe from harmful toxins. Very few things are supposed to penetrate this, and frankincense can penetrate it and do cellular regeneration, which means it's anti-aging. You regenerate and restore the cell back to its optimal health where it's most needed. It's incredibly good for feelings of anxiousness, feelings of depression. You can drop directly under the tongue morning and night. Any type of brain support, memory, shaking, any kind of balance disorders, put the oil directly under the feet. 2 drops is great, both morning and night. For cellular function, for regenerative, we want to do two drops in a capsule daily. If you're experiencing feelings of pain, feelings of inflammation, then you can also massage it directly into the muscle, and it will help when you take it under the tongue. It will support the inflammatory response in the whole body. It is very, very good for if you know anyone who has Parkinson's. It's 1 to 2 drops on the brain reflex points and also in the diffuser. This is going to be, when you're inhaling it, it's going to affect that part of the brain. And then, like I said, for anything cellularly, when you want to regenerate a cell or make sure that the cell dies, you want to be taking this oil internally. Now, energetically, I mentioned before, we probably know this oil very much from all the historical texts, right? The Bible mentions it, and it's mentioned as a very, very precious oil. Even back to ancient Egypt, it was in the graves, much more valuable than the gold. So when you find grave robbers, they would often take the precious oils such as frankincense, myrrh, those kind of oils instead of the gold. It is an oil that reveals false truths and perceived falseness. So it will reveal your really deepest truth and take the darkness away that's been laying over it to hide it. It will help you remember who you are. It will help you remember the spiritual depth and knowledge that you actually came in with, that sometimes the conditioning has us forget. It is an incredible oil for a healthy attachment with the father lineage. Men in general, it can be your own father, it can be father figures, it can be men in your life. Restoring that, whether you're a man or a woman, it really will support you in having that healthy attachment to men, restoring a very healthy balance. It also assists the body to shield it from negative influences, and so that the body really can thrive and regenerate. Because the vibration is so high, what's happening is that your cells are going to vibrate much higher, and naturally the negative influences that are around you, the lower vibrations, are going to fall away. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's smooth. It just means that they will fall away. It can sometimes be a little bit painful. As we know, healing is not always smooth, but it can be graceful. And this is really great oil to help you with feelings of enlightenment, feelings of love, helping someone feel protected, being connected to their own inner wisdom, and discerning and feeling spiritually connected. So I love this oil. If it's not in your arsenal, you definitely need to have it. The oil that you're going to get for free is lemon eucalyptus. This oil is not merely used enough. This is an incredible oil, I just have to say. Physically, it's a cleansing oil, and it's very, very good for respiratory support. And as we know right now, we've got all sorts of funkiness going around. So this is a great oil to always keep in the diffuser. The eucalyptus in there is an oil of wellness, but the lemon eucalyptus specifically is part of the plant, and it's very, very high in limonene, and limonene boosts your immune system naturally. So it makes it easier to overcome anything that's making the body tired. It could be mental fatigue or physical fatigue. It's rejuvenating, renewing. It's very high antimicrobial, antiseptic, antiviral, astringent, and it's a stimulant. It's great for energy. Like I said, you can cup it in your hands, inhale it. It's great for detoxing in your water. You can drink 1 to 3 drops in a large bottle, like a liter, or put a couple of drops under your feet. It's great to actually clean off if you, similar, it's kind of a funny thing. If you've gotten permanent marker on because it's so cleansing, like let's say on a rug, you could put a couple of drops on and rub it and it will get permanent marker off. Amazing for a sore throat, 1 to 2 drops in a spoonful of honey and just swallow that. When you need to have your body more alkaline, if you've been feeling under the weather, if you're constantly feeling like, oh, there's like this disease looming around, or you want to give your body a natural boost, the immune system a natural boost, you want to create an alkaline environment. Disease can't live in an alkaline environment. So you want to drink 1 to 3 drops in the water daily. And I use a bottle like this, and I put 3 drops in this, okay? And then we also have, you can add it to any household cleaner. It's a great natural cleanser. And you can try it with food and cooking. It is very strong. So I suggest you put like a little toothpick and put it in and then swirl it. Okay. Great with juices, sauces as a flavorant. Really love that. Now, energetically, lemon eucalyptus, I think is going to, when people really understand the depth of this oil, they're going to start to use it a lot more. It's the oil of a protected space. So not just your space in the home, which is very good to, as a cleanser, it's also your personal private space. It's good for someone who needs to uphold boundaries, or if they're not aware even that they've been overstepping their own boundaries, this is an oil that will increase your personal boundary. Healthy boundary, not to keep people out, but so that you can actually flourish and grow. Because when you have a safe boundary around you, your body is inadvertently, energetically going to understand it's safe for me to shine. It's safe for me to rise. It's safe for me to be all that I can be, instead of other people's encroaching on your space. So also if someone has been overly exposed and open, if someone is doing a lot of high vibrational ascension meditation, if someone's doing a lot of plant medicine, if someone is open in groups and been very open and exposed, this is a good oil for the integration and restorative part afterwards to help cleanse and keep all of that space clean and clear so that you're not being taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form. It's good to get rid of any energetic debris. So I love to put it in the diffuser with some Purify and just flourish through the house a couple of times a week. Because when we're doing energetic work, whether it's on ourselves or others, that can be stagnant, and it's very necessary to go through. If you like to sage first, do Palo Santo, and then leave the diffuser running overnight, 8 hours. You will wake up and the entire energy in the house is completely transformed. It frees up both mental and physical resources when we clean our space and our physical space. So that's why it really supports us in addressing feeling unprotected and weakening energetically, so that we can feel more self-contained, reinforced. And I love, love, love this oil. I feel like it's not being talked about enough. So I hope that with this education, you really will understand how to use this oil, and it's not just sitting there in your arsenal as something that you can use to clean with, or as an insect repellent, right? Because it's a really good insect repellent. I didn't even talk about that, but it is. It's also very good, the lemon eucalyptus. It's very, very good for candida. If you think about candida, it's a fungus. It grows in your body. It's a low vibration, right? Fungus is something that is going to pull your body down. So when we have candida, whether it's in the body, whether it's in the mouth, if it's in the hair, like it can show up in many different ways in your body, mostly known for the females, but it can show up as all sorts of fungi. And especially for the women, if you do end up getting it, you want to do 1 drop of tea tree oil, 1 drop of lemon eucalyptus, and 1 drop of clove in some fractionated coconut oil, and massage it over the lower abdomen. It's really, really great. I mentioned it's good for a mosquito repellent with fractionated coconut oil. You can massage it all over the body. And surface cleaners, we've talked about that. One thing it's really good for, because it's got this analgesic property, is muscle injury. So you can actually support the muscle in astringent and regenerating and being restorative, because you got the aldehyde such as citronella and the eucalyptus that's very restoring. So it's very, very good post injury. Other than that, yeah, if you want to do like a bugs away garden spray, we have 10 drops lemon eucalyptus, 10 drops citronella, 2 ounce distilled vinegar, and 2 ounce white vinegar. And you want to mix all the ingredients in a glass bottle, gently shake it, spray it around the house. Then you have a natural spray for bugs and repellents that's going to get any small mites, anything to not come back. And those are just so much better than the DEETs and all the chemical sprays that are out there, because they're really kind of harmful. Last oil I'll talk about is the neroli, which you've got 10% off. It's the 10 ml roll-on. I love this. I actually have it in my medicine cabinet next to where, all my nightly routines, my morning routines. When I brush my teeth, I put some over my heart daily. It's a really, really good one. I'll talk about the energetics in a minute. Physically, it's really good for emotional balance, to address feelings of anxiety. It's very good for sensitive skin, to soothe those layers, and it's very good for relaxing any feelings of stress. You want to use that neroli, since it's in a roller bottle, over your pulse points. Just roll it here on your wrist crease. You want to roll it inside your elbow crease. You can do it on your vagus nerve. I've done a webinar, which you can check out on my Instagram. The webinar is all about the parasympathetic state and the vagus nerve. So this nerve right here is responsible for the communications from the brain to the body and the body back up to the brain. And by applying this oil here or at the back of the skull on your stem, any of the energy points, any of the 7 energy centers to chakra points, you can use this oil specifically over the heart. And I would say over the sacral. Right below the navel, 2 fingers under. The sacral chakra is a really good oil, a place where you want to use the neroli. And the neroli is great for any, cramps and spasms, because it's so relaxing for tension. You can apply it directly over the area, massage it into it, nervousness, things like that. And the last I will talk about is the facial oil. So the skin regeneration with this oil is amazing. You can mix in 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. You can do 5 drops of neroli, 3 drops frankincense, and 4 drops helichrysum. Mix it all together into like a dark glass dropper bottle, shake, and then you can just take the drops whenever you need it and massage it in. It is so rejuvenating. That's the physical aspects of neroli. I'll talk about the energetics, because this is really such a powerful oil when you are in anything that requires partnership. And this is the oil of shared purpose and partnership. So often in any type of partnership, especially in a romantic sexual partnership, over a long period of time, if there's any perceived behavior that's being lingering in the space that might not even be truthful, that can color one's judgment on each other. And using the neroli oil actually gets us back to a place of neutral and to see the person for who they really are, so that we're not living with this falseness and this judgment and this bitterness, but rather it's an oil of connection. And it, especially over a long period of time when you've been with someone, there can be this form of habits you don't even realize. And the neroli is like a gentle stop, but it is a stop, and it pulls you back into connection and the ability to really see, wow, here's where I am now and here's where you are. We can allow for growth, and this is our shared purpose. So it reconnects you in spatial relationships, in emotional connectivity, also sexually. It will allow you to really understand where everyone is coming from. And it doesn't only have to be in a romantic setting. If you are in shared partnership with a business partner and you're starting to see that person in a certain way that's not conducive to your way of working together, adding neroli before a meeting, adding neroli before any type of daily interaction with that person can really help you become much more tolerant, much more encouraging, accepting, supportive, all of these things that we want to have more of in relationships. It's also very, very great to address patience. If anyone is having issues with patience, intimate. So when we're talking intimate relationships in terms of fidelity and sexual desires and being intimate and allowing oneself to connect again, neroli is really a good oil for that. It's incredibly good for someone who's restless and impatient, that's grown frustrated and just doesn't want to listen anymore. It's really one of those oils that's just like warm and beautiful and gently allows you to just pause and see what's in front of you and connect and have a really fruitful outcome. So that's it for January. I love, love, love these oils. I love the combination, actually. If you think about it, when you put the three of them together, you're using frankincense, which is going to reveal all the truth. You're using neroli, which will allow you to soften and reconnect. And you're using lemon eucalyptus to create a safe boundary, which is needed for you to let down all the guards and to connect. Like you're creating that safe space so that you can really connect properly in truth and in the highest vibration possible, whether it's with another person or with your own ascension and your own spirituality, because that can sometimes be what's been missing. It can sometimes be the thing that we're resisting, going into that depth of oneself and one's growth. And these three oils, I really believe they'll support you in growth. So good luck and connect with us on Mighty. We're moving everything over there. We're doing continuing education starting January 24th. We're very excited to be with you live for 8 weeks. We're going to do it via Zoom instead of webinars. And take care. Bye-bye.